What's up, guys? It is the man with the hottest wheels, Corey Hot Wheels, and I am here today to review another game that I just beat today. It came out last year, but I just got around to finishing it, and that is Saints Row 2022. Now, I wanted to review this game because it got a lot of hate. I mean, a lot of people shot it down. A lot of YouTubers that I watched said it was bad. And, I wanted to give my opinion on it. And this review is going to be spoiler free, by the way. So, there's going to be no major spoilers because, I think that this game deserves a fair chance. I did encounter maybe a few glitches. I don't even know if they were really glitches. I mean, sometimes the enemies would just run and they would be like super easy to kill. But I played this game on easy difficulty because I play all my games on easy difficulty because, hey, I play video games to have fun, not stress. So, and I have the Legacy Edition, which includes one of my favorite games of all time, Saints Row the Third Remastered. So, I think they included Saints Row the Third in the Legacy Edition because, this game, to me anyway, reminded me a lot of Saints Row the Third. Had a lot of the cheesy elements that Saints Row had. I mean, it's not as cheesy. I think it's more of a serious term, but I mean, there is some humor in here. Stuff that I found funny. I know a lot of people said that they didn't find the humor funny at all. But, everyone's sense of humor is different. So, basically, if you haven't heard about this game, I mean, it's basically Saints Row with a whole new cast of characters. You have Nina, who was a part of Los Panteros, one of the rival gangs in this game. Sorry, I cannot talk today. And then you have Kevin, who was originally part of the Idols, and, which is another rival gang in this game. And then you have Eli, which he wasn't a part of any gangs. He was more of like a business guy that, tried to invest in real estate, but wasn't having much success with it. And then there's your character, the main character, the boss. And at the beginning of the game, you were a part of the security gang known as the Marshals. And, you got fired, and and then, so basically, Kevin, your player, Eli, and Nina are all roommates. And, they're trying to, figure out how to live life, and Santo Elysium, I had to look at the case for the name of the town, and they finally say, you know what, we're going to start our own gang. Hence the name of the Saints. So, you have different missions that you go on for, like your friends. So, excuse me. Sorry. My stomach's kind of bothering me today, but I do have reflux, so some days that does happen. So, you go on missions for some of your friends. Kevin has missions. He wants to get back at the idols, and Nina wants to get back at Los Panteros, and then, you want to eliminate the Marshals, as well as any gang of tribal, because you're trying to build your criminal empire, and, and then Eli, you do these missions of this game he plays, which, to me, kind of resembled like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing. And, so you just go on different missions throughout the game, trying to build your criminal empire, typical Saints Row stuff. But, I thought the game was fun. I liked the different the different missions, the different, ways that you could kill people with, like, vehicular combat. I liked the little health bar up top, especially if you did a headshot, like, they were done, which I did a lot of headshots. And, my favorite form of combat was, when you were riding, like when one of the other characters was driving and you were, responsible for getting the enemies off of your tail, you got to ride on top of the vehicle to do shooting. So you just had your little rifle there and, you just blew everything up, and which was not a feature in any previous Saints Row games. So, is it better than the original games? No. To me, nothing will ever beat Saints Row 3. To me, that is the best Saints Row game of all time. And I know a lot of people didn't like Saints Row after 3. They liked 1 and 2, which 3 is when I started getting into Saints Row. So, I've played a little bit of 1, which, it's not a bad game, but, to me, like, when you have to do side missions to build up to the main missions, like, I didn't really care for that, personally, because I'm one of those that just jumps right into the main story and goes right through on games, usually. And, this one, I did try to do a lot of the bonus missions and build up my criminal empire. But toward the end of the game, you have to have, like, to do the good cop versus bad cop mission, which means, like, you get the cops to, like, quit, reigning all over your criminal empire. You had to have, like, you had to complete, like, 5 of your criminal ventures, and then you had to, like, I think build, like, 4. So, like, I was trying to get up to, like, $400,000 to build my other one. And I think I would have had it had I not, upgraded all my weapons, in the last mission of the game, to beat the final boss. But, so, and then I just was like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of grinding through it, because it kind of does get long, like, you're trying to really build your criminal empire. It takes a lot of grinding. So, and eventually that kind of did get a little stale toward the end. Now, when I build up my gun shop, like the big one, and, you had to do, like, mayhem missions, I was all for that. Like, mayhem's, like, my favorite, form and way to do mission in Saints Row. Because, I mean, you just destroy whatever you want with high powerful weapons, and God, it is a good stress reliever. But, you know, I will talk about the story for a second without giving too much away. So, toward, like, the middle of the game, you bust out a guy that you put in prison when you were with the marshals to help you with a heist. And, you know, eventually, which I knew it was coming. I mean, I kind of was like, maybe not, but he does betray you toward the end of the game, and it's pretty emotional. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, did he just kill my player? Like, I'm like, oh no. So, you know, and then the end of the game, it's like you gotta stop him because he has all your friends captive and stuff like that. So, I mean, I thought the story was really good, and I had a lot of fun with it personally. It is something that I would replay. You know, I mean, I do like a lot of the Saints Row games. So, I mean, if you see this for like 20 or 30 bucks, I'd give it a go. You know, I mean, you know, it's not as good as what the original Saints Row games were. And I'm not sure if there would be a sequel to this. I mean, toward the end, they may. I kind of got a little bit of a teaser that they might do another one, but I mean, especially with all the bad reviews that this got, I don't know if Deep Silver will do another one. Which, I mean, if they do, I'm in day one because I'm a huge fan of this series. Like, I'm a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto type, combat vehicular type games. So, you know, I would give this a shot, you know, because with anything, you know, whether it's a movie or a game, I don't care if it's review bombed. If I want to see it or if I want to play it, I'm going to, and I will form my opinion for myself. But guys, that's going to do it for me. This has been my, you know, review, recap of Saints Row, spoiler-free, well, as spoiler-free as I could. So, like I said, if you find this for 20 or 30 bucks, it's getting pretty cheap now. You know, they did patch everything up, so, I mean, if you find this, I would definitely give it a shot. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Wrestle Talk should be up tomorrow. I still got Ring of Honor to watch, Collision, and Rampage to watch, which I'm probably going to do that as soon as I get done filming here. Because, you know, I always stay up late because that's just me. But anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video.